pressure would be allowed to flare, to vent and then possibly flare.
So have y'all determined that pressure?
Well, we don't know till we log it, and then we have to perforate. We want to perforate it at the top of the aquifer where we think the gas may be. So whether we see a 5-foot zone or a 2-foot zone, we'll only be perforating maybe only the top foot, so we get the gas in, and we'll hold the pressure low because we don't want the whole well to sand in. Okay, and then before we ever flare anything, we'll take a sample of that gas from each of the wells, send it off, and try to get a fingerprint to see what if this is the same gas we've seen in other locations, that some of these other caverns. So the process, you won't see the flare as soon as the well goes in. We got to bring a coil tube unit and get all the material out of the thing. We have to log the hole. Then we got to determine which one we're going to perforate and get flare working. It'll be a low pressure originally to see what we have, what's going to be the flow rate, what's the composition of that gas, and then we'll determine, once we turn the flare on, if we even put the flare there, what's the effect on the geoprobe that we have around there to see if it's pulling the gas in, if we don't see any more gas or any pressure in the geoprobe. So it's all come together as a package. So think of this as a pilot program to see what we have, and then we can expand it as it goes on. This is really just the first phase. And if we need to, we'll put others in.
I understand that, but even at initial stage, you have to have some idea of what your low pressure is going to be. I mean, what are you going to do? You just wing it?
Well, we're not just winging it. We have an idea where we want to put it in.
Well, give us an idea. What's your idea for your low pressure?
When do you think we'll know the pressure?
Once we put the casing in, perforate it, and put a gauge on the top and see what it is, then we have to take a sample of gas.
How long do
Hey,
you
and I'm not an engineer, I'm an emergency manager. However, I use the experience from the Gulf South incident. Actually, what's going to happen is these are the same wells that were, same type of well that were put into that. What they can actually do is choke those wells down once they start flowing gas, because if you let them flow, they're going to sand in. They experienced that through the Gulf South incident. So coming out the stem, every vent well that was there was less than 20 pounds. What was happening. So using that experience, I expect similar to happen for this.
Thank you.
John, before you walk away, that young man, old fellow right there, my age, said something about long-term. What does he mean by long-term speculation?
Originally, we're going to run the flare for 7 days, 24 hours a day. So
Yeah, but how long while you're tapping these, finding these vent wells and stacks, and how long, you said on the long-term basis?
Well, we're going to be here until we figure out the problem.
And how long is that roughly? Give me a ballpark figure.
We don't know. We don't know what's
A
exactly.
year, 2 years?
We don't know yet.
Yeah, it's going to depend on the volume. For Gulf South, we were there for a year.
Well, I'm just wondering, we start talking about me staying away from my house for another 2 or 3 years.
No.
I'm dead by that time.
The observation went on for a year. Not just staying out your house. The observation and collecting the data went on for a year. Yes.
Is there a possibility of limited entrainment with this gas coming out that you're going to collect over there? Also, is there a dispersion for the tip of that flare that's going to be allowed to burn black?
Okay, and that's a technical question.